my swell time. Gonna bust up your behind. This is my swell time. Gonna mess up your whole mind. This is my swell time. Gonna bust up your behind. This is my swell time. Gonna mess up your whole mind.
Welcome to Work the Left Side. I'm hyper hyped to announce tonight's guest, or this afternoon's guest, as I am talking in the afternoon. I am joined by the one, the only, the Sabertooth, Hamzah. How are we doing, dude? You good?
I'm very well, thank you very much. How are you, Nick, man? Nice to speak to you.
You too, dude. But yeah, man, I'm 5x5. As I always say, in the words of Lou Nixon, too blessed to be stressed.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man, this is obviously, it's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to have you on for a while. Obviously, we had Mo on. Sorry, my cat's just causing devastation over there. But yeah, spoke to Mo recently. So I was like, right, I need Hamzah on. Got to talk to Hamzah. You know, guy's awesome. Obviously, seen you at True Grit a few times. Seen you at Planet. Seen you doing your stuff at Pursuit as well. Yeah, so glad you're here. So how are you finding stuff at the minute, man? Because you seem to be building momentum, man. You're gathering speed.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me first. And yeah, last year, 2024, has been the year that me and Mo have started to break out a little bit more. And I'm really happy that's coming across, like we talked about before. It's just about getting out there as much as we can. We don't really want to stay in one bubble. We just want to take things, as far as we can. And I'm really looking forward to what this year is going to bring as well.
It's like you said, man. It's like moving forward. It's getting out there. I speak to so many people, and one of the key things is always networking. That's the key thing anyone can say is you've got to network. You've got to get yourself out.
No, it's so true. And you know what? Like, I love meeting people. That's one of my favorite parts of wrestling, is just getting to meet different people and everything like that. So when me and Mo are out somewhere and we recognize somebody, or we're with somebody who knows somebody, and we just want to go speak to them. Obviously, like, it's a little bit nerve-wracking because we don't want to seem like, oh my god, wrestlers, you know what I mean? So we just like sort of take it slow, introduce ourselves, and just chat to them, see what happens. That's how that's how we've made a lot of our friends as well, you know what I mean? Just through mutuals and everything like that, by making that that effort to interact and everything like that. Because there's no point of keeping in a bubble that, like, you're not going to get anywhere with it. And I mean that in terms of interacting with people and stuff. So yeah, I think it's massively important.
Yeah, no, definitely. I've always kind of sort of said, I've said it a few times, where that's where I would struggle. If I ever did do what you guys do, that would be my one sort of road bump. Because I'm very kind of like, I'll just sit in the corner, I'll keep myself to myself. Why does anybody want to talk to me? So I'm not going to bother anyone. I'll just kind of stay here. But I know you guys, that's not. You've got to go up. You've got to be kind of like shake hands. You've got to be like, hi, introduce yourself.
Yeah.
I applaud you guys for being able to do that.
Yeah, I feel like in wrestling, there's no choice but to do that. Like, no doubt, like, I used to be like and I feel like I still am very quiet. Like, if I won't know somebody, obviously I'm not going to be loud or anything like that. But I think in wrestling, you just have to be a bit forward. You have to make that effort, because you're not just going to get anywhere by sitting in a corner. That's my opinion. People have my different opinions, but that's my opinion.
That's been echoed by so many people, like yourself said. You've got to be, because you've got to introduce yourself. You want to promoters to know who you are. You want to make that impression. You want them to know faces, put names to faces, and then if something pops up, they can be like, "Man, I met this cool guy a few weeks ago." There we go. Yes, boss. There we go. Because that's the thing as well. I mean, obviously, we'll get through, the generic how you got into it at some point, but obviously, I know at the minute. I think it helps you guys being at Pursuit, because anybody knows, there's so much talent and so many foots in doors and people that know people, and just the radius that Pursuit covers now is just like, there's always somebody who's going to have your back.
Facts. And that's the thing, like, when me and Mo started about a year or so ago at Pursuit, like obviously we were worried because it's a completely different place. Like we didn't know what to expect. But honestly, everybody has been so receptive and so nice of us. They've sort of taken us under their wing, which we'd really appreciate. Like, there's not a lot of places that do that, but I do say Pursuit is one of those places. We just had down last night, Thursday night, just yesterday, for one of their coach sessions, and it was really, really fun. And I think like that networking is a massive thing because the first time I met Liam, and the first time I met Leon actually as well was at a BlackHeart show, and I was reffing for them. And I ref their match, and that's the first time that I probably met them and stuff. And I think I went down just a couple of months after that, and again I really enjoyed it. And I didn't go for a while, and then we went to a TIDAL, and Liam was there, and obviously me and Mo were there. Mo hadn't met Liam at this point, so obviously like he talks to him and everything like that. And then yeah, from our first session, Ellis and Jet. Again, I met them from BlackHeart or from UKW. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was UKW first. He used to come sometimes to watch shows. And Ellis dropped us a message one time saying, "Oh, like you guys are doing really well." And like that probably stood out to me because I was like, "Rah, like someone has recognized us." You know what I mean? Who we don't know as well. Yeah. So then when we went for that first day, they like came literally outside and they helped us in. And just from then, like they've just been really receptive. And yeah, I'm forever grateful for them, man. Honestly,
Ellis is amazing. We love Ellis at the left side. I think the guy is legitimately one of the most awesome human beings I've had the pleasure of talking to. And he's just one. He don't get his flowers kind of thing. He's such a good worker. He's so technically sound. He can do whatever you want him to do. But obviously, I know that would have helped. We'll shout out BlackHeart actually whilst we're talking about it because you mentioned them. I know Ellis is involved. I know James picks Ellis's brain a lot when it comes to stories or ideas. So, and I saw you at True Grit, and we got talking about the BlackHeart Rumble. When you and Mo were just doing a little thumb war spot.
Yeah, that's that's the thing. We've been put together a couple of times at BlackHeart, and like sometimes we last like winner or loss. We'd be like, right, so what do you want? Do you want a match, or do you just want us to go and have fun? And I think that time, we just went to have a bit of fun. But I think the show before I don't know if it was a show before. It was a couple of months before me and Mo had a match, and it was like actual like wrestling match, and that was quite fun. It's always fun working Mo, obviously. And yeah, at BlackHeart, yeah, it's fun.
I think it's good. I mean, hopefully, obviously, 2025 again. Massive advocate for BlackHeart. Love what they're doing. Love what they, were doing with the YouTube stuff and the shows they put on. But one thing that's seriously lacking for me at BlackHeart is a tag team division. I keep trying to tell James, I'm like, mate, you need a tag team division. You know what I mean? You've got NRG on the books. Build it around them if you need to. I know the brand are interested as a fan. The NRG versus the brand. Sign me up. NRG versus the Playtime Mafia. Mate, I'm there.
Anybody? Yeah. Well, it was good when we had a tag match there recently, and they brought in people from Wrestle Island. They brought in DJ and Gala, and that was a fun match again because we've wrestled like a lot of tag teams locally, but just bringing in somebody new, like obviously those guys are from I don't know where they're from actually. They're like Liverpool, Warrington. Yeah.
Wrestle Island.
Yeah, that's it. From Wrestle Island, yeah. But it was it's nice. It's always nice to face somebody new, and they were sound lads, and I think they really enjoyed the match. I enjoyed the match, but we enjoyed the match as well. So yeah, it's always fun wrestling somebody new. And I know we talked about before, like at True Grit and stuff. Like there's loads of dream matches there for us, man. 100%.
That's it, because you guys made your debut at True Grit against Dara Diablo and Mr. McKilwee.
Yeah.
That was a fun match, man. But you guys kind of like. I think it was a good way to, because that's the thing as well. You guys have ended up working heel at True Grit. I know that's blown so many people's minds because they're just like, no, NRG can't be heels. They're lovely. We love those guys, but you do it really well as well. Just to give you, your props. You guys as heels work so well.
Thank you for that. Yeah, man. We didn't know what to expect, so we come out and we've got this promo to do. Yeah, because obviously we're Nathan's lackeys at True Grit. And then we were getting cheered, and it was like, crap, Mo, what do we do, man? And then I think we just had to quickly turn up the sort of heel bit. I was like, okay, now we just need to just be absolute like heels about it. And then I think it worked in the end, and it's quite comfortable. Like obviously it was very difficult at first, but I think once you go into the groove, I think it was quite comfortable with it. A lot of people say to me and more that we just can't be like intimidating or mean, but then hopefully we change people's minds with our heel work, man.
That's the thing about being a heel. You don't have to be mean or intimidating. You can be annoying. You can be gnarly. You can be argumentative. You can just be, fatish to the fans, and that's heelish as well, kind of thing. Like I said to you after True Grit, like the no, where you just like people start shouting yes, and you just go no.
Yeah.
So simple. Worked.
Yeah, that's the route that we took. I think we wanted to be a bit goofy with it because it's like the story that we were doing as well. I think it just made a lot of sense just to be goofy with it and stuff. And the main thing was getting the story over. The main thing was getting the crowd involved, which I think we did. JC seemed to be happy with both the times that we've been there. So again, that's the main thing. We're really happy with that. As long as we can tell Paul's story, like Paul's family really enjoyed it as well. Afterwards, obviously when we was in Gorilla afterwards, after we came back, like his little sons came up and said thank you, gives high fives and hugs. I was like, this is a wholesome moment, man. That's what wrestling's about, isn't it, man? Telling that story for families and stuff. It's nice, man. It's nice to be involved in that. I appreciate the opportunities. I always say that.
It's just, I was thinking as well, it wasn't like, you weren't involved in small stuff. That was one of the biggest stories at True Grit last year, the whole build up with Paul. And also, we did the Paul episode, we were kind of kayfabe with it, we were talking about it. But off camera, and obviously when I've spoken to Paul, if he had any nerves or he's a little bit nervous, reassurance always was, you're in there with Wes and you're in there with, NRG, you've got three guys around you that know what they're doing. They will, you're in safe hands basically, which is the biggest compliment I suppose you can kind of give in wrestling.
No, that means a lot. And you know what? Paul as well, man. The guy smashed it. We was training like every week at Pursuit, obviously, like against with the match and everything like that. And he was obviously worried about it because he didn't know what to expect. Like it's his first match, but I think the guy smashed it, man. Like he's doing his comeback sequence on us, and he's selling out and stuff, and he's geeing the crowd up, getting them involved. And I'm like, bro, I didn't do that for ages when I started, man. This guy's got it on his first time. You know what I mean? I think he smashed it big time, and again, his family and himself were very grateful about it. Wes seemed to be really happy with the match as well, and again, Wes he's so easy to work with, man. Like honestly, I was speaking to Nathan about it one time as well, and he was like, and Nathan was saying that like Wes is like the ideal pro wrestler, basically. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that. I hope Nathan don't mind me saying that. Going a bit off script there, but yeah.
Nathan saying something nice? No.
Oh, I know. That's the day that's our pigs fly. Yeah, it's a good day that.
But yeah, no, I agree with. I've known followed Wes for years. Dude's awesome. It's finally nice to see him getting the attention and sort of the spotlight, that he deserves. But yeah, obviously, like I said, you guys smashed it. You were entrusted with one of the key storylines there. Talked about Pursuit, and obviously I'm hoping I've remembered this match graphic right. I'm pretty certain you guys are going up against at Planet Wrestle. Somebody else. I will always shout out Planet when I get a chance to, because it's just an amazing promotion. They put on great shows, great family vibe. I think you guys are going up against Lycos Jim. J-I.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That tag team name though is just, love that tag team name.
It's just so good, and again, like it's something different. Like when we got proposed that match was gonna happen, like we were practically giddy, man. Like it's really fun. Planet's like sick anyway, family entertainment and stuff. But you can do that Wrestlee side too, which is what I really enjoy about the shows. And the fact that we get to work Lycos too, and Jim Maguire, like it's massive, man. Like obviously Lycos too now said he's always down there. At Pursuit as well, and we always get to talk and stuff, and he sometimes takes some training, sometimes he takes like fundamentals, he used to take some core sessions as well, and again he's been very helpful as well. He's been very good for like advice for tag team stuff and everything like that. Like I know that Mo's like sent some tag matches to him and asked for like some feedback and stuff, so to be in a match with him is going to be massive. To have Jim in the match as well, like it's going to be so much fun, man. I think Lycos is heel there, so it's going to be like I'm guessing it's going to be is than a heel. That's what I think is going to happen again. I don't know. I don't want to give too much away as well. I realise that now I shouldn't have said too much, but it's fine. It's going to be fun. I should have left it. It's going to be fun.
He is though. I mean, obviously, I think like last time Lycos was there, he was against Jay Vertigo, who was working face. So yeah, Lycos I think comes in sort of a little bit gnarly at Planet. But that's the weird thing about it though, because obviously Jim's just Jim. I can't imagine Jim as heel. There's no way. That's got to be some sort of conflict within the team at that point, because Jim's awesome.
And I think that's the route that we're going to go down. But again, I don't want to say about that. But yeah, speaking of Jim, TIDAL Tag Team Champ, like again, that's massive, man. Him and Axel, just proper sound guys, man. Proper sound guys.
Oh, I mean, I was going to bring this up at some point, but I mentioned earlier, Planet, fantasy booking NRG against PTM or against the brand, at TIDAL. I saw you guys there as fans at the last show. You were, networking. That's it. But yeah, the Freak Show versus NRG, for the tag team titles. I think it's just being as associated as we are with TIDAL. If anybody ever listens to me, I'm a massive advocate for tag teams. I love tag team wrestling. I love having a solid tag team division. Don't like it when single guys get put together and get the belt. Basically, I want tag teams. If you ain't got a tag team name, you're not a tag team.
Yeah, fair.
So I'm hoping, like NRG, Freak Show, like I sort of said, you guys will turn up at TIDAL at some point. At one point, people.
Let's hope, man. Taj is really nice. Like we spoke to a couple of times and everything like that. And yeah, let's hope something comes out of that. And it would be sick, man. It'd be really cool. Like the amount of tag teams that are on the scene in Yorkshire, and a lot of them they're being there at TIDAL, like Freak Show, Misery Business, like again, like Joe and Alan, man, like they're just so good. Like, and I think having that face off between Mo and Joe as well would be pretty sick as well, because they have a sort of similar sort of fighting styles and everything like that, with the kicks and everything like that, and that would be pretty sick. Alan, I know that Alan does like sort of similar moves to myself, like he does sent-ons and stuff. So again, I think that'll be a really fun match. Honestly, I think I'm having to like training with Joe and Alan as well whenever they come down. Like I see Joe a lot of time at Pursuit as well, and sort of work with them. So you sort of get the moves and everything like that. You sort of know what to expect, and I think having that in the match would be really, really fun.
Yeah, definitely. I'd be off for that. That'd be another one where you just insert that Future Armor gif of Fry, and it'd just be like, look, take my money, take it now, take it all, take all my money. I want to see this match, please. You mentioned obviously, we've brought Pursuit up a couple of times. I'd be amiss if I didn't mention this, just because Nikki mentioned it in the end of year awards episode that we did. And she was nice enough to send me the footage of you and Dan singing a bit of back.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Where'd you say that? Because at some point through editing magic, the clip will probably just turn up in this video at some point randomly.
It's all AI. Listen, you know what? I had a bit too many fruit shoots that day, and I was just, sugar rush. That's a joke that I made the whole night. But yeah, no, that was fun. Anyone who knows me knows I like music and I like singing and everything like that. Like I'll just be like singing at training, singing at shows, singing whilst I'm getting ready, all that sort of stuff. And I'm not doing much of karaoke, so then I was like, I'm not going by myself. I'm going with somebody. And Dion was giddy enough to want to go up with me. So then, yeah, we had a good time, man. That was a good time.
He looked like he was thoroughly enjoying it. I think he had one too many fruit shoots as well, because he was proper like, yes.
That's the one.
Again, Hardman Dan is somebody else I just think should be everywhere. I want to see that guy get booked in all the places, because I think he's amazing at what he does. I think so. You guys are just surrounded and learning from each other. Yeah, I'm a massive. One of my cliches is, steel strengthens steel. I think you guys just elevate each other constantly.
Yeah, no, and again, it's a testament to how many people we get at Pursuit and everything like that, and a testament to how many people we get at different training schools and everything like that. Like, when I was staying in Manchester, just early on last year for work, I was training at Future Shock every sort of week, and that was really really fun as well. Like Sam's great, like Ridgway's great as well. Those are the sort of main coaches, but the people that come to the session as well, like you don't understand how much they teach you as well. It is crazy, man. Honestly, and yeah, I find it really really helpful, man. And just having those sort of links, having a Liam, having a Sam, all that sort of stuff. It really makes a lot of help, man. Honest.
I think it helps as well. I mean, obviously, it's great for you because I know Pursuit and Future Shock have kind of got this really good relationship where Sam comes up here, Liam goes down there sometimes. They do a little bit of a switcheroo. Obviously, you got to have a match against Sam at Second Pursuit. NRG versus Sam Bailey and Jet Marshall versus Vanity versus the winner, Twin and Skinner.
Yeah, man.
So that was a banging match as well, by the way. That was my match of the night.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. We had loads of fun, and that was all testament to everybody who was in there, man. Like we were so worried going into it. It's like, how the hell do you plan a match, let alone do a match like this? But luckily, with the people that we had in the match was crazy. Obviously, Sam's in there, like Jet's in there. Jet's is someone that's come a lot, who has become a lot close to us as well. Having Vanity, like a massive tag team from, is that north? Up is north, right? Yeah. Coming down, Skinner's such a sound guy, Quinn's such a sound guy, and yeah, just having those people in the match was massive. And I think that was the first show that we debuted a newer gear, I believe. So we felt like we was meant to be there as well. So yeah, it was really enjoyable. Like from the get go, it was like, yeah, this is gonna be it, man. Once that music hit, we was like, right, this is it, man. This is what we've been waiting for, like for like almost like half a year, man. Let's just go out and do it. And we did. It was really fun, man.
Oh, it was amazing. I can imagine you just going out and shaking the ropes, just being pure adrenaline, just be like, yes.
Facts. So true, man.
So, like, generic question. We talked about Pursuit, but obviously that's not where it started. We'll rewind, do the little Wayne's World time travel thing. And so what got you into wrestling, man? What was the... was it... I mean, have you always been a fan? Is it something you kind of got into as you got older? Did you kind of dip out of it as you got older and then come back into it? What made you think, I kind of want to do this and I want to give this a go?
So obviously as a kid, like you always watch wrestling, and I used to be like a massive fan. Like I used to have all the action figures and everything. I used to like make my own championship belt out of like cardboard. It sounds really sad thinking back of it now, but again, I was a kid. It was fun, innit? But then as you sort of get out of it a bit. But then in lockdown was when I started to slowly get back into it. I was like, okay, cool. I've not got nothing much to watch at the moment. Let's just put on some wrestling. And I got really, really into it. And that was when AEW was sort of coming out as well. So I was watching WWE, I was watching AEW, and I was just surrounded by so much wrestling. I was like, this is pretty sick. And then one of my cousins, he went down for a training session. This was in Grapple. And he was like, oh, I'm going down, just come to watch. I was like, yeah, cool. I'll just come around. And then nothing came much after that. And then I started uni. Went to Manchester Uni, and I started in 2020. So I was in my first year, and then when I turned 19, I was like, I need to do something, man. Like, I kind of want to try this wrestling thing. And I thought to myself, it's now or never. And my parents always said, and they've been super supportive with everything. They was like, do whatever you want as long as you get your education first. You've always got something to sort of fall back on. And I understand it's hard to get signed and everything like that. It's hard to make wrestling a full-time thing unless you're like massive, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, cool. I think I can sustain doing uni whilst I'm doing wrestling, and that's what I did. I found UKW in Bali, and obviously that is quite close to me. So I was like, okay. And again, as soon as I got there, I really enjoyed it, man. Like everybody else super there, nice as well. A lot of people there like who I consider friends now as well. So not only they helped me with my wrestling, but it also helped me get out of my shell a little bit more as well. Uni did that as well, but it's just having this combination of things to get myself out a bit, and wrestling was one of them. So that's basically how it started. And I started out there as a referee, and then I made my debut 2022. So I was 20 then. And and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool, honestly. And then after that, we was like obviously UKW is great, but we just want to go a little bit further. We just want to try training out different places, and that's what we did. And here we are, basically. But yeah, that's the main. That's and I know more from sixth form, which is where obviously we first met. And he was a wrestling fan for ages. I'm sure he mentioned that when he came on here as well. And I was speaking to him about it too. And then I sent him footage of like a training match or something. And I was like, you should try this out, man. Like, I think you really enjoy it because he's got the background of BJJ and everything like that. He's a real shooter, you know what I mean? So then we tried. I told him, I was like, yeah, come down, you might enjoy it, man. And he has. He smashed it, like, honestly. And then, that's the story, basically.
That's crazy. But again, it's kind of cool. Like, so it was there, they kind of went away. And then, like sort of said, AEW, WWE, lockdown, something to watch, kind of reignited it. And then it was like, yeah, you know what? But it's not just the wrestling side of it as well. Like sort of said, it's helped with your confidence. It's helped with just getting yourself out kind of thing. Having that confidence just to be like, yeah, let's crack on. It's brought you out of your shell, I think is the saying.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like, anyone who knows me is like, what, you do wrestling? How does that make sense? And I'm like, yeah, like, it's just a bit of fun, innit? You know what I mean? But yeah, it's 100% helped because I wasn't like always like again, even now, like I said before, like I'm quite a quiet guy. Like, unless I know you, like, I'm just gonna be quiet because obviously that's just like who I am. If I know you, obviously, I'll open up a little bit more and we can have a chat. Like, and there's some people that you sort of just click with like really well. But wrestling has 100% helped with that, man. And I'm really grateful for that.
That's it. So the obviously when you came on, I kind of addressed you as the Sabertooth. We kind of talked about it off camera. It's a bit of a name, some like a moniker. What's the? Because actually most people will know you from NRG, but you do singles as well. You've got singles belts.
Yeah.
How did you kind of? That's what always kind of intrigues me when people get into wrestling. Is obviously you can't just be Joe Bloggs. You've kind of got to have like you've got to turn yourself up to 11 and put a sort of a name to it. Yeah. How did you kind of come about? Is it a thought process, or was it just like, I like Sabertooth, they're cool?
Well, I wish I had a really cool story about it, but I really don't. I'm a big fan of X-Men and stuff, and massive massive fan of X-Men. And I know we're gonna talk about that a little bit more afterwards, I can tell. But yeah, I'm a big fan of X-Men. And I was like, I want like a nickname. Everyone's got a nickname, and I don't have a nickname. I used to go by the Rolling Moose, which is my finisher. But I didn't like that as a nickname, so I was like, I just want to think of something that I don't know. It's easy to chant, something that stands out a little bit. And yeah, the reason why I went Sabertooth is just because I thought it sounded cool anyway. So I was like, okay, even if I can't pull this off, I'm just gonna keep at it, see if it works in the end. But yeah, it's sort of a mixture of that X-Men sort of thing. I'm a Power Rangers fan as well. Sabertooth Tiger, you know what I mean? All that sort of stuff. A bit of a nerd, like, you know what I mean? But that's how it sort of came about. I like the idea of the 3-syllable nickname. Is that 3-syllable? Yeah, 3-syllable nickname, like Pete Dunne, Bruiserweight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, I wish I had a cooler story than that, but I really don't. I'm still exploring my character. Now that I'm a heel, most of the shows that I do now, I'm heel like UKW. I recently just turned heel when I took the TV championship. So I'm just gonna play into that a little bit more. I think it is more of a heelish name than a facey name. So I was speaking to one time at Pursuit Beer Rose. He took a training session, and it was about character based and everything like that. And then he was like really trying to help me get into the character sort of thing. And again, that's really helpful. Axel there was helping loads as well. So yeah, I'm still finding my character at the moment, but that's basically what it means. I thought it sounded cool, and I just thought, let's just stick it out. And here I am.
To be fair, dude, like so I said, even if it's just as a starting point, it's very cool to build around. There's so much stuff you could kind of do with it, whether it be like your personality, the way you stand, the way you move, just that kind of, like, yeah, dude, I didn't think you could get any cooler, but then you start referencing X-Men, I'm just like, you like,
I wish that was cool, man.
I know most people rag on it, but I like Wolverine Origins
Yeah.
because of Lee Strieber. Lee Strieber's Sabertooth in that film is amazing.
Yeah, nice. Did you see Deadpool Wolverine?
Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah, of course. Having Sabertooth in there, I was like, oh, that's sick, man. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course, the hoodie. But yeah, no, but yeah,
Tyler Mane as well, though. So the original kind of like the film, but just how quickly he got rid of him was just like okay, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, like X-Men, like I recently started to watch all the movies and everything before Deadpool and Wolverine came out. And yeah, it was pretty sick. I tried to watch the animated series, but I just couldn't get into it that much. Maybe I'll try afterwards. I'm guessing it's good based on your reaction.
The original 90s one or the anime one?
They've recently released the one on Disney Plus. I think X-Men '97. I think it is similar to the one, but yeah, that's quite nostalgic for me because I didn't used to watch it, but like my brother did on like so the theme song is like quite nostalgic for me as well. You know what I mean? And yeah, if I could come out to the X-Men theme song, like again, that'll be massive, man. You know what I mean? If I've ever got like a singles booking somewhere, that'll be pretty sick. You know what I mean?
Like,
Even if nobody pops, it's calm. I'm popping inside. It's fine.
Right, we're putting it back out there as well. You know, right. If NRG don't turn up at TIDAL and you come out by yourself at TIDAL and Mo has to come out by himself at TIDAL for whatever reason, that music has got to be. I am calling in all the favors. I'm calling all the shots. I want to be sat in the parish and hear the X-Men music, dude. I would absolutely go ballistic.
That would be pretty sick, to be fair. I'll see what I can do with it. Like singing it myself.
Yeah.
Pop someone that it means that is worth it. Yeah.
That'd be amazing. But no, dude, definitely if you can when you get time, give the 97, not the new one. The new one's awesome, but you need to have watched the first one, you know, to appreciate that kind of thing. But the original cartoon is so true to like the comic books and stuff is like that as well. You know, it pulls the stories over really well. It's the only way you'll get to see a good Dark Phoenix story.
Oh, yeah. See, I didn't mind. Obviously, like I've not seen any other media, so I don't know what to sort of expect. But I know like comic book readers and everything like that, like are quite what's the word?
Negative.
Territorial, but quite curious when it comes to some stories and stuff. You know what I mean? So I completely understand that. But yeah, I thought it was okay.
Next time you see Ellis, just ask him how highly he would rate the film versions of the Dark Phoenix. I'll be and then run or just be like and then laugh and walk away because I don't think he'll appreciate them as much. Same as I won't.
Yeah. That's fine. I'll ask him. We'll see what happens.
Just be like, because I know that he's a massive. He doesn't just watch like the films and the cartoons. I know he's got the comic books as well, so he'll know the source material, and he'll just stand there, shake his head at you probably, and be like, "Mate, they fucking ambushed it. They just absolutely ruined it." So, but yeah, Sabertooth, mate, that's awesome. I think it's got legs. You could work with it. I think, you know, like I said, now you work in heel at UKW. This is when you can kind of have a bit of fun. You can experiment with stuff.
Yeah, that's it's a good thing you mentioned that because that's exactly what I want to do. I feel like it's a nice place for me to experiment, see what sticks, see what doesn't, and then hopefully if the things I do stick, I can use that, try expand on it, everything like that. Because there's still so much that I need to learn, and there's still so much that I need to go back and go over and everything like that in terms of wrestling ability. But I think a lot of people, and I agree with it, like character plays like as much of an important thing as ability, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm hoping that comes across soon.
I think, yeah, it's one of those like double-edged swords kind of thing where obviously you want to have the fundamentals, you want to have the basics, you've got to have them down, and you want to be able to, you know, have like 5-star matches. But if you haven't got the character, people aren't going to care about the matches. So it's very much kind of like, yeah, you have to kind of work it out together. So I think, again, you know, we mentioned AEW beforehand, and obviously WWE. I think that's the best example I can kind of give when I have this conversation is, you know, AEW 9 times out of 10 will have a 5-star match. You know, every pay-per-view, they're absolutely banging out. The match quality is amazing. But do I always care about the characters, or do I care about the results? No, because I'm not invested in the story sometimes. Whereas WWE 2-star match, and I'm hyped for the story, so I care about it. So if you can find that combination.
No, it's so true, because I found recently, like, I know we watched AEW as much recently, and I've been more invested in the WWE stuff, because I feel like with WWE, like, they build the story so much that it gets to a point where it gets a bit frustrating. At some points, like let's say the Cody story, for example, like everyone thought he was gonna win at the first Mania, and then when he didn't, it was like, okay, well, where are we gonna go from here? But then when he did win eventually, it was like, oh my god, like, what a moment. With AEW, they've got such good wrestlers, I feel like, but and they've got such good dream matches there, but the stories of the build up aren't there as much. I feel like they're like, not like, here, have the match. But WWE is more like, okay, let's build this up to a point where it makes a little bit of sense. And that's not knocking on like any sort of program or nothing like that. That's just how I think about it. But like, regardless, the matches are really good anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. There's no. Oh, there is a right way and a wrong way, but we're not saying either one of them are doing. They've got their own thing, and they're different, which is great, because you've got that variety. But I think if somebody could kind of get in the middle, have have a 4-star match, but have a better story, you've kind of got that middle ground where you just be like, yes. But I think you guys kind of, again, to bring it to Pursuit, I think everybody there kind of gets that. Anybody who watches the in-house shows when they were on YouTube, there's always stories being told. There was always character development. I think they kind of get, you can only do so much with the wrestling side of things. You need to pull on people's emotions. You need to pull them strings, and you've got to build a character to do that.
Yeah, that's one of the things we were working on yesterday, actually, conveying emotion, selling and everything like that, showing how important it is, because you can take like a sequence and it might be, let's say, half a minute long, or let's say it might be a minute long, but by conveying emotion, by selling and everything like that, I feel like you're telling such a bigger story than if you just go, okay, bam, 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 bam. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that Liam has tried to really hammer home. So I'm hoping to try to sort of implement that more in a bit of my matches, because it's way better to plan less and just feel the moment in there, rather than planning loads and the audience not caring. Because it's all those little things, like if you have been selling a certain body part and you're going for another move and you're selling it to the point where you can't get it, and then when you eventually hit it, like, you've told that story now, and it comes through like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's something that I definitely need to implement more. But yeah, that's what we're here for, just trying to improve it every day, every week.
You said that that's something you did yesterday. If I remember correctly, you mentioned Kid Like Us 2 being around yesterday. He's one of the top guys that I've seen recently that does that stuff. He sells a moment. He kind of takes 10 seconds between moves to kind of tell the story or to sell something. And say that he's got a mask on as well, it's even more impressive.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. Like, if you're wearing a massive luchador, it involves a lot more of body selling instead, because you can't really convey emotion but as much. Saying that though, you'd be surprised, because I just watched his match with Kingo recently from Progress, and he's wearing a mask, but you can still like feel the emotion, and I think that's just a testament to how sick that guy is, man. Like, he's been doing it for like for however many years now, but he's just at such a crazy stage where put him against anybody, and that I can say that for a lot of people. That's just an example. I can say that for a lot of people. But yeah, I think that emotion is a massive part of things, which is why going back to the story with Paul and everything like that, which is why I really enjoyed that. You know what I mean? Because we had like a match, but the story behind it was for his kids and everything like that, and I think that came across quite well.
When you was working that match, did you kind of pick up on the fact, because it was very much like you said, because it was so storyline driven? I've always sort of said, if you're telling a story, if you've got a character, it gives you guys freedom to do less, because you get more of a reaction for the little things. You don't have to fucking break your back doing X, Y, and Z, to get a reaction. and that's what you would have got in a poor match. You know, every little thing, just a kick or just stopping him from making a tag, you're getting that reaction.
Because you're building that anticipation and everything. So when we built to his tag, it's like, okay, here we are. This is what people wanted to see. You know what I mean? And then just him getting the pin at the end, like, was just such a sick moment as well, man. Like, I'm really happy that he was happy with it. I'm really happy that JC was happy with it. I'm really happy that his family was happy with it. All that emotion, yeah, it's massive. We was never gonna have like a 5-star match there because it didn't need it. It wasn't a wrestling match. It was more like we were the bullies. You know what I mean? Like it was his sort of comeuppance, and I can't remember who said this. It was a while ago, trading somewhere, and they mentioned how similar wrestling is to like movies and everything like that. And they mentioned like the movies have a similar sort of story. They have the shine, they have the cut off, they have the heat, they have the comeback, they have the end sequence, and that was really crazy to sort of see. Like, bro, one time at training, we normally do match study sort of before the training starts, so he put on the match on the screen, Liam will, and that time he put on a Mr. Bean episode where he was on the bench, and then like, without no context, I'll be like, right, what's going on here? I'm mad confused. I don't know why Mr. Bean, you know what I mean? But I'm mad confused. But like he said, it was just about telling the story and making everything sort of worth it. Like making everything mean something, you know what I mean? So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that as well.
It makes sense as well, because obviously, yeah, if you know Mr. Bean, you know it's unvocal. There's no talking. There's everything's done through mannerisms. Everything's done through expressions. Everything's done from reacting.
Yeah, that's it. And I think that was the point of it. It was like, how can you sell a story by being non-verbal, by not saying anything? And some of the things, like when you're in a match, you don't need to always say, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Just having that moment where you sort of slow down, where you point, where you sort of look up, where you look to the buckle, where you look to the outside. You know what I mean? And they can sort of fill in the gaps themselves. You know what I mean? But yeah, I was really interested to see, man. 100%.
That's it. Cool. Again, you know, it's kind of, I think wrestling's kind of gone full circle where it's coming very much back to, like, you know, obviously I know kayfabe's a thing of the past now, but it's kind of going back to that era where it was more storytelling and less is more, and the fans are just getting more and more, you know, we suspend disbelief and we just buy into everything more now because stuff's mattering again, kind of thing. Stories are being told. Bobby Cash and DJ King did an episode yesterday where we watched the '88 Royal Rumble, and there was numerous little spots in there with Jake the Snake, and King pointed it out where he didn't once hit the DDT in that match, but he went for it 4 or 5 times, and the crowd were getting hot, and they were just like, oh. But the heel sold it like, you know, he's got to shoot him, and they just reacted, and they got the hell out of there. And he didn't once need to hit his finishing move, but he just told this story. The threat was there, and it was just like, oh man, it was like, if somebody could do that nowadays, if somebody had that kind of a move, you could make a match just out of trying to. I think, well, RJ Singh does it with the DDT. That's like his niche now. You know, some of his matches are, I'm going to hit you with the DDT, and the opponent's like, nope.
Yeah, no, it's massive, man. I feel like it's a great way to get reversals as well out of stuff. Like when I first came up with my finisher, I was like, I want to do something that can be reversed into absolutely anything, and it can be. It's like a rolling from the ropes that can be reversed into like anything. So it's just sort of fun to be creative with it. So again, you can build that up through the match. The anticipation is like a massive thing. I don't know, you probably heard it, you know, the sort of rule of 3 where it's like if you go for something twice, it doesn't work out, and then you hit it on the 3rd time. I was just watching Vusic against Leon at NJW, and that was pretty good because it was only a 10-minute match, and Vusic does some backbreakers and stuff, and then he goes for it again, and then Leo reverses it into like a head scissors, and that's an example of the anticipation, of the build up, of the storytelling as well. It's like, okay, he scouted it now, you know what I mean? I didn't realize how much there is to wrestling. You don't realize how much there is to wrestling until you actually do it. And obviously, like, I'm still learning. Like, I've got like millions of things to learn still, man. But yeah, you don't realize how much there is, and that's not just like wrestling. It's all the things behind it, like the characters, like the personality, like the emotions we were talking about before. So yeah, 100%, man.
It's the psychology. I think that's why it's so hard. Not everybody gets it. Not everybody kind of can tell a story. Not everybody worries about psychology. They just want to, go in there, do the thing, kind of. But yeah, if you can get the psychology down, like you said, if you can tell that story, to me, that's the hardest thing. If I'm speaking to people, I've spoken to people that have been in the business 5-10 years, and everybody always says, they're still learning. They still don't quite get it. There's always that something. So yeah, the psychology is key.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. 100%, man. I'm gonna go on for
Just want to have a little reminder for Mo if he watches this. Just I want to give him PTSD. But you mentioned Vuzic there. When I was talking to Mo, I kind of brought it up because it always made me laugh. Because for a while, I can just imagine you being off to the side, off camera, just absolutely howling. But it seemed to be like if Vuzic needed somebody to stretch at Pursuit, it was always Mo. Mo was always in the reels with Vuz, just getting pretzeled.
Yeah, no, it's so true, man. I wasn't there, like, I was often during the week there just because of work and everything, and I was staying away. But I was there on Saturday, so like I wasn't there present. But you best believe that I could relive it like through the years, and I was like, this is good. This is what he needs, a chiropractor, because he's like ridiculously flexible, and I think he's just got that natural ability about him. Like when he first started training and everything, he has a natural ability, and that's not to say that he's not hard worker or anything like that. But just him having that sort of natural ability, like him being flexible and everything like that, like it's massive. Like his moves are like a thing of beauty, you know what I mean, as well. And then yeah, the way that he can get people into like different holes and everything like that. Again, that's another match that I'd love to see as well. Him and Vus would be pretty good.
Oh yes, I would take that. The story is already there. Mo's just been like, right, enough is enough. No more matching. Right, have a match, and then that's what I want. I think when I spoke to Vuz, he was up for that. He was like, yeah, man, I'd love to have a match with Mo, kind of thing. Because you say the styles mesh as well with the background, the martial arts and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, man. I feel like I'm telling more matches, more dream matches for more than dream matches for myself. But yeah, that's a testament to like how sick he is, isn't it?
Well, that's it. I mean, we're fans at the end of the day as well, though. We're looking at these things, being like, I would like to watch that match. I would like to see that match. But to flip it around, I don't like to do this because I feel like it puts people on the spot, or it kind of makes you be like, oh, I'm going to say this name, and then I'm going to feel bad I haven't said this name. But we are talking about Mo dream matches. I want to ask you, in-house at Pursuit, we'll limit the pool. Who in Pursuit do you want to sort of square up against? Who do you want to be like, I could give them a damn good kicking?
Oh, and again, I hope I don't miss anybody out. This is just like off my head. Like, I'd love to have a match with an Ellis, with a Jet, with a Joe Wade, with the Eve Bateman. I think that would be a pretty good match as well. I think I'd have fun with that. I'd love to have a match with Dion Hardman. Obviously, I think that would be pretty good. We always like train together and everything, and I feel like we could put on something sort of good. Callum Andrews stands out to me as well. He's been helping me through a lot of like tech stuff, and I think he's fantastic, honestly, man. And that's not me playing like any like vet card or anything like that. I'm not doing that at all. I'm just saying what I see. Like I think like he's pretty good. He's quite helpful as well. I guess the sound guy. Those are the names that stick out for me at like an in-house show. I've missed out so many people, but those are the ones that sort of stick out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it, man. Nobody can be offended. Like, you can only say like the first names that pop in, kind of thing. Callum agreed with, from what I've seen and from what I've heard. I know Nikki and Jeeves are massive fans. I've got him on the show in a couple of weeks. So, I've seen what he's doing. I've been told what he's doing. I was like, right, okay, yeah, I need to speak to this dude because he looks awesome. But yeah,
he's top guy, and he's so helpful as well. Like, I'm always like, to him, like, okay, how do I get reversal from this? How do we do this? How do we do that? And then we just spend some time just sort of working through stuff. And then yeah, top guy, man, top guy.
That's cool. That's good to know as well, though. You know, it's kind of got that sort of the chain, the grapple, like I said, just the reversals and stuff. You against Steve Bateman, though, that's got Planet Wrestle all over for me. That is.
Yeah. Not me as Wheezy this time. Just me as me. That'll be pretty. Yeah, she's heel there, but I think I could go either way. Like sort of heel or face. Like she's one of the people that me and Mo always like ask for advice for stuff like that as well. Not just about sort of wrestling, but things to do with it, like bookings and like to ask about if she knows about people that we're working, just so we can get an insight into them. Obviously, her and Liam have been really helpful with that sort of stuff, and I think that'll be like, I think that'll be pretty fun. To be fair, we had a match at Planet where it was me and Mo versus her and Jake, and that was, I mean, Crashboat, man. Like I would love to have a match against Crashboat, man. Bandy and Jake against us, that would just be sick, honestly.
Well, that's, to me, again, you know, that's, I hear these matches and I kind of think, to me, that's true grit all over the shop. You know, you could have, if they ever did like a number one contenders, you know, for the tag titles kind of thing, or did a tournament, or, you know, that to me would be an obvious matchup, you know, because you guys are heel there. Crashboat, obviously, over his faces. Yeah, that's that banging match. But yeah, Planet, I was going to bring up that Planet match actually, because I think that was the first time I saw you guys actually in person. You know, I've been seeing stuff online and on socials, but that match at Planet was the first time I saw. And you guys got such a face reaction. You're like the hometown boys. You know, everybody there. Mate, the roof. I had to check. I was like, no, roof's still there. It's all good.
I think that was a hometown debut. You know, I don't think we've wrestled in Bradford before that. So yeah, that was pretty good. I think I had one of my uncles. He came down there as well. So it was nice. It was nice to see like them lot as well. It's like, yeah, cool, man. This is gonna be fun. And that was just so much fun. And again, like Planet shows, like they're not heavily based about wrestling. So you can have like a bit more interactive family sort of fun with it. Which is why I enjoyed when it was Nat and Mo versus Eve and Maxwell. Like that was pretty fun. I was just there, just wanted to sort of be involved because we did a Toy Story gimmick. I was like, if it's Toy Story, I'm there, man. Like, you know what I mean? I'm there. So that was super fun as well. You know what I mean? Planet, yeah, is sick. So yeah, looking forward to the next one next Feb.
Again, you know, I can't big Planet up enough. It's one of those promotions I will always go out of my way to try and hype up. You know, I've stolen the hyper thing from one of the previous shows. That's where I got it from. You know, I always start every episode like I'm hyper hyped. Like, you know, if it's good enough for Planet, it's good enough for me. So I think as well with that Planet show, though, it helps, you know, you going up against Jake. Because again, anybody who only knows Crashboat, you need to go to Planet to see Jake as, you know, as heel, you know, with that accent, just being
so like unlikable as a heel. It's fantastic, and I love it. It's like in that match he was trying to be his boyfriend and everything, and I was cracking up, man. I thought it was great. His accent is just hilarious, man. Honestly,
that's the thing. I mean, when you do stuff like that as well, because it must make it. I can only imagine. You know, there's so many times where you kind of look over, you can just imagine like your head being down and your shoulders and just, you know, like your shoulders going and something, you just be like, no, right, game face on, I've got to be serious, you know, but inside you're freaking howling.
And that's the good thing about long hair. I can cover it a bit, you know what I mean? If I'm calling stuff or if I'm breaking, I can cover it a bit. I'll be honest, sometimes I just don't cover it. I'm like, okay, cool. If we're faces, we can just let it slide, you know what I mean?
That's very true, yeah. As I say there, yeah, I mean, if you're coming out as heels, like heaven forbid you laugh. You can't find anything funny. You've got to be stone-faced all the time. But yeah, man, yeah, you against Crashboat at True Grit, that would be amazing. Again, though, True Grit is again. You know, I said it beforehand. You know, when we were talking about TIDAL or BlackHeart, I'm a massive advocate for tag team matches, tag team divisions. You know, as we said, you know, you've got singles titles, but you know, you are one half of NRG. Generic question number 2, apologies, I said there was only going to be one, but the second generic question, do you have a preference when it comes to, is this, if you're getting booked, do you kind of think I want a singles, or you're like, oh man, no, I prefer tag team? Do you have a preference?
I'll be honest. Now, I think I've always been like this. To be fair, I think I've always preferred tag. Like, one, I feel like it's a lot more fun and you can tell a little bit more stories. And again, it's something unique. If there's majority single matches on the card, it can stand out a little bit, which is what we always want. Two, I like it because Mo plans most of the matches. Like he's just good at that. You know what I mean? Like I'll help here and there, but that's the good thing about having him as a tag partner. Like obviously, like he's he's sick in the ring, but he can also like help plan matches and stuff as well. And three, I just think it. I don't want to say this. I don't want to jinx anything, but I think it's a little bit easier to be established in the UK as a tag team than a single star, because obviously the saturation in singles and tag team. But I think having a tag team, like, I mean, I hope I'm not wrong, and I hope I don't cause offense to anybody, but I think it's just a way to stand out a bit. You know what I mean? So I think, yeah, to answer your question, I think I prefer tag team 100%, man.
Dude, I don't think anyone's going to take any offense, because it does make sense. As you said, if you look at a wrestling card, you normally 8 matches on average. 2 of those might be a tag team match. 1 might just be a tag team match. So there, Bosch, you've already got that memorability factor. You were in the tag team match. You put on a banging match. There's so many times I walked away, and that's been the first match I've wanted to talk about to somebody is, the tag team match, because of the variety, man. There's so many different things you can do, and there's no spots. I keep saying this. There's no spot in wrestling like the hot tag. For me, that is one of the greatest spots ever. If you guys nail that, mate, that gets the reaction like nothing else.
Yeah, man, and that's so true. You know what? Like, I think it's a good thing you mentioned about how the variety and everything like that, because obviously we're like 2 fast, striky guys. But if we go against somebody like a meat wagon, like I've trained with Ryan before at Future Shock, and I've I met Anderson Daniel just like 1 or 2 times and everything. But just training with Ryan and seeing how he works as well, it's like, if we have a tag team match, that would be freaking insane, man. I'd really enjoy that. You know what I mean? Manchester versus Bradford sort of thing. You know what I mean? I think that would be pretty sick. NRG versus me again. I'd enjoy that, man, because they're the big brutes, and we're the small guys trying to exactly, trying to get sort of out of dodge to adapt our plan. They need to adapt their plan, sort of thingy. We could just tell a cool story with that. I think that'd be good. Again,
as soon as you say that, I'm thinking True Grit. They're the True Grit tag team champions.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude, I mean, if you could get yourself back into JC's good books after the poor Stewart thing, who's to say you might not be rewarded with a title shot at some point. It's just,
I feel like he's a little bit mad for not doing the job. You know what I mean? So we'll need to see what we could do.
But that's the thing. Again, we mentioned it before. We like fantasy matches. We're wrestling fans. It's what we do. I fantasy book the shit out of stuff. I'm like, oh man, what if they did that? Or I'm thinking, like you say, NRG against Crashboat, NRG against Meat Wagon. They're both matches that can happen at True Grit. There's you turning up in other places. I just think, you guys are just. I said it at the start of the episode, dude. You're building momentum. Like you said, you're getting out and about now. You're getting more and more places. I think your radius of bookings is just going to expand and expand. And I'm excited to see what you guys get up to this year, because I think, I wouldn't be surprised if you ended up going over to Manchester, a few times. They've got some awesome tag teams over at Future Shock. Love to see you guys against like Gen 1 or Badly Dressed Boys. Go down to the Midlands. Mate, possibilities.
Yeah, no, speaking of Manchester, like, I know we've got the 05, like, they're like sort of upcoming tag team, FTM, NRG versus FTM, the battle of the acronyms. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like, do you know how I mentioned about how for tag teams, like, don't get me wrong, I love singles as well. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. Like, I love sort of singles because you can sort of really take time to sort of develop yourself and everything. And to showcase yourself, I think obviously you can showcase yourself in tag team matches, no doubt about that. But I feel like in singles, like it is a little bit hard to stand out, but I think it is really important to help showcase yourself there. And that's what I'm trying to do at UKW with the championship. Just trying to sort of do something different with it, see sort of where it goes. But even going up against, like, even if it's not a tag team match, even going up against one half of a tag team, you know what I mean? Like, still having that connection, I think that would be pretty sick as well.
Oh, that's it. I mean, that's what I want to push for. You against Joe, and then make Mo go up against Alan.
Yeah, exactly. Styles, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not as kicky or striky as Mo, but like, I think we can still have fun with it. Like, yeah, with the avoidance, with the sort of speed, with the grappling, all that sort of stuff. I think it'd be pretty fun, man. Honestly.
And you get to see Mo get thrown around by Alan a little bit, which probably just make you smile.
That's always a bonus. You see what I mean?
So sorry, Mo. But yeah, dude, I just think, like I said, I'm excited for you guys. I think everything's kind of seems to be clicking. You're doing the right things. You work in face where you're working face. You work in heel where you work in heel. It's just, yeah, you're ticking all the boxes. So I don't really know what else to say. But mate, yeah, you're absolutely smashing it at the minute. You and Mo, you've got the NRG, mate. That's it.
That's a good. We should call ourselves that. I think that
it sounds right to it. It sounds right. You just need some you need some merch or something though with on, dude. Just a lightning. Get yourself like a Flash T-shirt with just a lightning bolt on. And just put that's the energy.
That'd be pretty good. Yeah. There's been a couple of times people are like, "Oh, what does NRG stand for?" And I'm like, "Oh, it doesn't stand for anything. Just say it fast." And they're like, "Oh, energy." I was like, "Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is." Because yeah, what tag name to come up with, and we're just going through like loads of different things, and then we just thought, like, I always wanted something that can be easily chanted, because I think that's like really important point.
3 syllables like, again. 3 syllables like Sabertooth.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. That's it. So and then yeah, the NRG came, and it's like, okay, I think this suits us quite well, and I'm glad that it stuck. Well, we've got the merch now, so we spent all that money, so we can't change it now. You know what I mean?
Right, last question, and I'll let you get gone, dude. But obviously, we've talked tag teams. In wrestling folklore, there's always that time. It might only be in one promotion. That's the good thing. But the day, heaven forbid, if you guys ever have a falling out, you guys ever split up, who's coming out as the face and who's coming out as the heel. Have you had this conversation just as a laugh? Like, mate, if we ever split, I am so going to be the heel.
I mean, anybody who knows me and Mo knows that Mo's a heel and I'm a baby face. Anybody who knows us knows that. That's jokes. That is actually jokes. And it's not because it's just because I think that's our personality, like Mo's sort of like no shit taken, all that sort of thing. Like, obviously, like me and him, like I think we're quite nice people, but yeah, I mean, we won't take any crap or nothing like that. But I think if you were to put it in a babyface and a heel scenario, I think it only makes sense with me being the face and him being the heel. It could be fun if we sort of switch it up, but I think naturally it works better with him as a heel and me as a face. I'll talk about it with him a bit more afterwards, but I think that makes a lot more sense, to be fair. Whenever we've had matches and stuff, he's the one who's normally taking control and everything, and I think it's come across quite well. So I think that's a formula that we normally stick with, basically. You know what I mean? But yeah, Mo's a lot more like stone face and everything like that. And then I don't think I can be intimidating. Anyway, anybody who see my hair stuff and me, it's like, yeah, Hamzah, you can't be intimidating. I'm like, yeah, but I'm trying, man. I'm trying to be intimidating, which is why if that doesn't work, I just go down the goofy route of just trying to be And I mean,
Why
like, you know what I mean, just talking crap. But yeah, I think that's on that
Talking-
player. I don't know what do you think? What do you think?
No, yeah, I would agree. Like I sort of said, just from like talking with you and seeing like the ring stuff, like I said, you kind of got this aura where you just like, yeah, you're more smiley, you're more kind of like bit of a cheeky chappy at times, and just like, yeah, this is all good, it's all good. Whereas most just like, no, mate.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that does make sense to me. Just to give you flowers as well, obviously you said earlier about Mo, being good at the match planning and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was talking to him a couple of weeks ago about something, and show dates came up, and he was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna have to check it with Hamzah because I'm shit with dates. I'll turn up at a show at the wrong month. I don't know what I'm doing." So there you go. That's the you can do that side of stuff. You take the bookings, and you're good at dates. You've got the that side of stuff covered.
I'd like to think so. Yeah. I think both have strengths where the other one has weaknesses, which is why I think we've got like quite good chemistry in that way. It helps being friends, like not just two people who have been thrown together. Like it helps being friends, so we can sort of use our sort of chemistry and like use our strengths and weaknesses, sort of help each other out. You know what I mean? So yeah, that makes complete sense, man. That makes complete sense.
Dude, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for just taking the time out this afternoon and talking to me. Mate, honestly, I'm eternally grateful. Still blows my mind. You guys talk to me. We just can sit here for an hour and talk wrestling. So, but let people know where they can find you on the socials, and keep an eye out for shows that you've got coming up.
Yeah, man. So you can get me on Instagram. That's the main social media that I use. Musoa.pw, musoa.pw, and then on Facebook it's Hamzah Musoa Pro Wrestler. Those are the main ones I use. I don't have Twitter, nothing like that. My next show is actually today at UKW, sort of tonight. And next Saturday I've got a defense of my championship as well. So that should be good. And then in February is Planet Wrestle, NRG versus Lycos Gym. And I don't want to say too much about the rest of the year so far, but those are the ones that are confirmed. So yeah, really look forward to it. And again, thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for the support as well. It really means a lot from you, from Jeebus, from Nikki, from all the fans, everything like that. It makes a massive difference. Like, and I always say that, like, all the support that we've got is the reason that we are here. People taking a chance on us and everything. So that's what I'd always say. Yeah, thanks for taking a chance on us. Thanks for the support.
Oh, dude, it's more than deserved. You've earned the support, you've earned the love. You guys put a shift in every time you step in the ring. Least we can do is, show that support to you guys. So it'll continue. But yeah, before we get too mushy, I'll sort of say, obviously, we'll tag you in on the Insta post. My boy Ash will tag you in. If you're not following, Hamzah, please give him a follow. If he's on a show near you, go check it out. It'll be an amazing show. Whether it's heel Hamzah defending his belt, whether it's one half of NRG, go check it out. Have some fun. Support your local wrestling promotions, and as always, keep your eyes peeled. As I mentioned, we've got Callum coming up very soon. We're talking deathmatch wrestling for dummies again next week, so I'll be getting educated in deathmatch wrestling. And we've just got loads of cool stuff coming up. We've got Troy coming up soon as well, because you mentioned him earlier. He's coming on soon. So yeah, everything's looking gravy so far in 2025 for Work the Left Side. So keep your eyes peeled. Enjoy. Thank you for watching. And yeah, remember, always work the left side. Goodbye.